Hello.
All
All right. How are you doing today?
Be honest.
I'm just,
Petrified.
all right. Now, we have docket sheets, but now they require us to put everything in Odyssey. So why does he have a warrant?
The warrant, the MTR.
Oh, motion to revoke.
Yeah, it's motion to revoke. It was issued on March 28th. So it is less than a week old, Judge. So we got him into court as soon as we can. Thank
Okay,
you to
sure.
your wonderful coordinator. Get it set so quick.
Awesome.
I think it makes a difference.
Oh, it does. I don't like for cases just to be out in the universe forever, because then when that happens, so much time elapses.
He knew he had a warrant. He knows why he's here. He's ready to address the court with that. And the quicker we get it done and the quicker he turns himself in, we figured that. I'm leaning on that one.
Okay.
And also my purple tie. The
Hey, I
one
love
for
the
LSU.
tie. Oh, LSU is out of the basketball tournament. But, I always tell people they need to remember that the college players are teenagers. Don't lose your mind over a loss because they're already disappointed,
Yeah, they're kids.
All you can do is do your best. Andrew, are you ready on Ramsey Ibrahim? All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 3624 State versus Ramsey Ibrahim. Can I have the parties announce for the record?
Andrew Harris Adelman for the state.
And Andrew Fralick, Mr. Graham.
And are you Mr. Ibrahim?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
No, I did.
Did you understand it?
No.
Are you the same Ramsey Ibrahim who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 3624 for the offense of theft of service $2,500 to $30,000 on December 3rd, 2024 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, state.
On or about the 10th day of February 2025 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Ramsey Ibrahim did then and there fail to conduct himself in a proper and orderly manner when reporting to the supervision officer at the Bear County Community Supervision and Corrections Department in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's unfortunately true.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
It's true.
True? All right.
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, Judge.
State, what are you requesting?
Adjudicate guilt, revoke supervision, assess punishment, 2 years of confinement in the state jail facility.
And defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting my client be given another opportunity and allowed to continue his probation. My client would like to address the court.
All right. And you say your client would?
He would like to address the
All
court.
right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony? All right. If you all could whisper in the box, please, just whisper. All right. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. You're whispering.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ramsey Ibrahim.
All right. Defense.
Ramsey?
So after the incident happened, I came to court and I was found, guilty of the.
You pled no contest.
Had no
and you were
contest.
placed on probation.
Well, after that incident, I lost my job, and then I've been seeing a therapist, a psychiatrist. Before all of this, I've had pretty severe depression and anxiety.
Judge, may I talk to my client for just a moment?
There's no justifying the attitude that I had through the things that I
All
said.
right. So what happened?
I lashed out by
How?
by just not. I used a lot of I was cursing, but not the officer at the situation. I was just.
Any
venting.
objections to the court review of the court summary?
If my client could be allowed to apologize before the court reviews the court summary?
No, I want to review the court summary because then I can have
I know.
more information about what's going on because he's not telling me everything.
I wrote an email one night. I wrote an
No, no,
email.
no. Any objections to the court review and the court summary?
No, Your Honor.
No,
I approach Judge, and you
Yes.
don't already have a copy.
It's sent by email, and what I will tell attorneys, I receive emails from Officer Abrams of TAP evaluations, the PSIs, but I don't read them or open them until I ask both parties if they have any objections to my reviewing it, because I know it's hearsay. So since defense counsel doesn't have any objections, I am going to open the court summary and let me read it, and then I'll let you continue. All right.
Does my client to be allowed to continue?
Yes.
first and foremost, I apologize so much, so sincerely for the outrageous stuff that I said. I was in a really low spot, and
But according to the court summary, and let me explain something to everybody. I understand that people have, sometimes they're angry at their situation. Sometimes they don't want to accept responsibility for their situation. I understand that, right? So, but according to the court summary, they're saying that this isn't the first time that they've had an issue with you.
and that's basically the only notable time that we're.
Well, no, not only notable time. I'm just telling you what they say. This is what it says. It says, this is not an isolated incident. He has consistently exhibited defiance towards his probation officer and field officers, refusing to comply with basic probation requirements and making it clear that he has no intention of changing his behavior. So that's before the letter. That's what that seems to imply to me, that this isn't the first time. So they have the letter, and they're saying that when field visits are conducted, it's the same, similar things.
Okay, no, so like again, I'm very, very sorry. And this won't happen again, but as far as the field visits were concerned, I was thrown into agitation when the officer came in.
No,
Hold on.
it's fine. I'm just trying to figure out what's
I
happening.
understand, Judge. What my client is saying is that before this motion to revoke was filed, before he came and talked to me, I don't think he really had a full understanding of what he was looking at and what the court may end up doing today. After I talked to him, and after I really informed him of what he was looking at, and what the court might do, and after hearing Mr. Edelman say what they're requesting,
Mhm.
I think you can see my client's attitude has shifted.
Mhm.
What Ramsey was talking about, Judge, is he had a bad attitude. He just pled true to a condition that I've kind of never seen on an NCR before, of just not fail to report, not the rest of it, but fail to conduct himself in a properly and orderly manner. He's pled true to that. He's accepted responsibility for that, and he has promised that he's going to make a change. I think that since I have had the opportunity to talk to him about realistically what he's looking at, should he not, in the rest of his 3 years of probation and the conviction and the 2 years day for day,
Mhm.
his attitude has shifted in a remarkable way. He's willing to apologize to each one of those officers if he's offended, apologize to the court, apologize to the prosecutor if need be. I just want to make sure that the court understands and sees his change in attitude. That's why we're here, is his attitude is poor. Was poor.
I sincerely need my apology.
All right, so my question is, I'm back to my question. So it's stated in the court summary, this is not an isolated incident. So when they say it's not an isolated incident, I'm taking that to mean the email that you sent, right? So let's not even talk about the email. So they're saying you have consistently exhibited defiance towards his probation officer and field officers. And the field officers are the people that go out to see you, because I require that their field visits. And actually, your probation, I don't do cookie cutter probations. Your attorney will tell you that.
That's true.
Your probation that I gave to you, in the big scheme of things, the conditions that I've given people, it wasn't that much. You didn't even have restitution to pay because I guess people received their items,
Sure.
but you were only 3 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, field visits one time for 3 months, and 200 hours of community service restitution in the theft course. That's all.
Just a second.
Yes.
Sorry, Judge. What my client is concerned about is that yesterday
Mhm.
he made a payment to pay off his community service hours.
Okay. Oh, no, that's fine.
Again, that's what he's trying to say. And you're looking for a job
And the restitution, I think.
you paid the restitution in full before the plea judge.
Yes.
That was part of this, as plea bargain, he did pay the restitution
All right.
up front. That's why it's not a probation
Okay.
condition. So, and again, in this past week, I want to make sure I got it.
Yes, I don't.
He has registered for the theft class. He has paid his community service hours off in full. He has reported here today. He has apologized for his behavior. I think that in the past week since this MTR was issued, he's gotten the message.
All right. And how old are you?
And
40? Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
I want to give you one opportunity, just sure what we talked about. So, go ahead and address the court.
Yes, I'd like just to reiterate, once more that, I mean, I am immensely sorry for having offended everyone that had, spoken ill of.
Mhm.
And the attitude, I mean, you're gonna see a complete difference of everything going forward. If you just please give consideration to allowing me to just get back on track, and I'll make good on my on the conditions. I absolutely will. I was just frustrated with the situation, and I lashed out.
All right. So let me explain something to you. So now let's get to the letter that you wrote. It takes a lot to send an email to somebody. And what you said is, I'm literally cast aside and blacklisted on the same level as effing rapists, pedophiles, and effing real felons. You're in felony court. Sometimes people think that, oh, I'm not like other people who are charged with crime. And then you say, I hope a prison convict breaks out, rampage rapes all the aforementioned, and give them AIDS. It takes a lot of anger to write that and to send it.
So after I got this recent denial from the perspective of
And that was sent on March 26, 2025.
there's no justifying that level of right. I mean, I'm embarrassed to even having it here, and it was at my lowest point. And there's no yes, I was angry.
Oh, State, you may continue. Your excuse, you may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Yes, but I mean, I'm telling you, that was at a point of just ultimate low. And there's not an excuse. There's just a sincere regret.
Judge, my client would like the opportunity, if he's allowed to continue his probation, to apologize individually to each one of those people. If you would like to make that a condition, that would be great. I know it's usually outside of what we do, but it wouldn't be unusual for you to allow him to apologize.
And I do apologize to you.
All right, I understand. And I understand that people are angry sometime. All right.
Judge, we would ask also, as an additional condition, if we could add a cognitive behavior course or an MRT course to those that may assist him.
I just started seeing a therapist and talking to a psychiatrist.
I think that I think the court can see that he clearly has, reading and hearing what he wrote. I think that the court can see his sincere level of apology and wanting another chance.
All right, and probation, what are you recommending?
Judge, the court summary indicates revocation. Mr. Abraham has only been on probation since December, and although
He did sign his letter, yours truly. I think there should have been another thing other than yours truly, maybe with regards or something.
agreed, Judge. The court summary says revocation. I would say that he could benefit from some courses like the cognitive behavior course and more recognition therapy. There has been, I know the court reviewed the court summary, and you can see that there was some positive urinalysis that were waived by the state. However, he did produce a copy of his prescriptions. No prescription for alcohol, so that is something that we would have to really hone in on. But as far as the other positives for actual substances, I do have prescriptions for those. And he did provide the receipt for his community service hours. The community service hours were paid to Feeding America, so I would ask the court for taking that into consideration. Other than that, Judge, that's all I have.
So are you asking for revocation? I understand the officer is requesting revocation, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
And if I could, Judge, I understand why the officer would recommend that after reading those emails. Again, I would ask for the courses. I would ask that the court allow my client to issue a full apology, email, handwritten, or in person, however the court wants to do that. If my client is allowed to apologize,
I'll do all of the above.
he is taking this quite seriously now after our conversation. Whatever the court would like to do, we'd ask that he be continued.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to revoke, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, and the court will retain jurisdiction.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you can explain to your client what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Because this is not a plea bargain agreement, we do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision or deferred adjudication. Do you understand? And you can explain that to him, counsel.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she's here to stay, stay, stay. Call up holy, 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 holy.